Welcome to WWP Clips. This is the official Clips channel for We Want Picks. We will be uploading our individual fight breakdown videos here, so make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss any of our content. And as always, go to wewantpicks.com/bets, sign up with any one of our 5 betting partners, make a deposit, and we send you $50 as a thank you. Next up at UFC 276, we have Sean Strickland taking on Alex Pereira in what is honestly like the main event for me. I care about this fight more than I do the co-main or the main. I absolutely love this fight. There's title implications. So many questions are going to get answered, and Sean Strickland has been running his mouth more than anybody on Twitter. He actually, he got kicked off Twitter. He's been kicked off. They banned him. Yeah, they banned him.
They did that to Darren Till, too. So
yeah, I don't know if it's temporary or permanent.
DT's back. Big DT's back, the best striker in the UFC.
Okay, anyway, Sean Strickland taking on Alex Pereira. Sean Strickland 25-3 overall, 5-0 in his last 5, riding a 6-fight win streak, and he is on the verge of a title shot. Alex Pereira 5-1 overall, 5-0 in his last 5, coming off the first decision of his MMA career. Sean Strickland's a blue-collar striker. He just walks forward, throws a ton of punches. He doesn't have incredible power, but it is deceiving. There is some power there. He lands jabs that seem to do some real damage over time, even though the strikes are coming from his arms and there's zero hip rotation whatsoever behind them. He has fantastic takedown defense at 85%, and we saw against Uriah Hall a pretty impressive takedown offense as well. He had 4 takedowns in that fight and now averages more than 1 takedown per fight. All of that may be very important in this matchup. Alex Pereira is a very high-level kickboxer. He's famous for knocking out Israel Adesanya in a kickboxing match. And Alex is exactly as good at striking as you would expect him to be. He's got great leg kicks, great body kicks, great power, and everything is well-timed and well-distanced. The big question anyone has with these high-level strikers is the takedown defense and the grappling. And he was taken down twice by Bruno Silva and twice by Andreas Michailidis in fights where the grappling didn't matter. And listen, Alex Pereira is a dangerous striker, maybe the most dangerous striker in the division. But if I have to critique him, I would say he trusts his chin a little too much, and it makes him a little bit hittable. But he does have solid head movement. He hits amazingly hard. In that fight with Bruno Silva, he never lost his power, never lost his confidence, and he stood up on both of those takedowns, and he answered a lot of those grappling questions. And conventional wisdom will tell you that this is striker versus striker, and if that's the case, then this is a slam dunk pick for Alex Pereira. Not only is he the more accomplished striker, he's also the more dangerous one. But as we saw in his last fight against Uriah Hall, Sean Strickland can grapple. In fact, he has 16 takedowns in the UFC, and that would normally concern me, especially because Pereira was taken down 4 times in 2 fights. But Pereira also defended 11 takedowns, and he stood up quickly when he was taken down. So I know this is MMA and it's not kickboxing, but I got to go with Pereira here. The guy is insanely powerful. He's got a granite chin. So far, he's got a really solid get-up game. So the pick is Pereira. But I'm very, very excited to watch this fight. And honestly, no matter who wins, we have amazing plot lines. If Sean Strickland wins, he's got the incredible win streak. The mouth says anything he wants. Great plot line. If Alex Pereira wins, he's beaten Israel Adesanya twice and knocked him out in a kickboxing match. Great plot line. So I love this fight, and I'm looking forward to whatever happens. What do you think, Jackie Boy?
Apparently, Sean Strickland, there's a lot of quotes coming out lately that he's just going to wrestle. He's going to take Pereira down and submit this dude. My message to Sean Strickland is, you talk the talk, you talk about being a man. Oh, you got to be a man. Oh, you be tough. I'm tired of these putting you in the UFC. Be a man, be tough. Sean Strickland, if you're a man, let's see you strike with this dude. I would love to see you strike with Alex Pereira, and let's see what happens. Because if you start diving at legs, diving at ankles, I don't think that's very manly, Sean. So let's see what happens, Sean, when you stand toe-to-toe with the kickboxing world legend and Alex Pereira and get knocked the fuck out, because Alex Pereira is going to flatline this dude if you stand. There's a reason why everyone's like, Sean Strickland needs to wrestle. He's going to wrestle. He's going to wrestle because he cannot stand toe-to-toe. This is going to be like a Yanez KO. It's going to be embarrassing for Sean Strickland talking all that shit. When you step up against a real one, And Alex Pereira, it's going to be bad news. I put money on Alex Pereira already. I just pray that Sean Strickland doesn't go down that path of just hugging, taking people down and just laying on them.
Hugging. You sounded so redneck. Hugging.
So, be a man, Sean. Let's see what happens. Toe to toe. And you're going to get knocked out. I promise you that. I'm Alex Pereira all the way.
I like Pereira. Listen, I think Pereira wins. And what's funny is, I don't know. I like Pereira to win this fight, but dude only has 6 fights. Sean Strickland has 28 fights. And this is a fist fight. And I agree with your narrative. I agree with the talk and all the shit he said. I 100% agree with everything you're saying, especially the way he runs his mouth. With that being said, diving at legs is an option, and it can get him a win. So if he strikes, I think he loses, clearly. If he wants to grapple, I mean, we know Alex is training with Glover, and we know that, he's getting those looks in, but an MMA fight is not a kickboxing match. So I do like Alex Pereira to win. I don't know if I'm going to put money on him. I think I'm just going to enjoy this fight and not stress about any of that crap. With that being said, $8,300 in DraftKings, I think that's a slam dunk. So I do think he wins. And he probably can get a stoppage here. Sean Strickland is not invincible. Sean Strickland has been winning because of his overwhelming volume. And the volume doesn't matter if he's getting drilled in the mouth or drilled in the legs.
I would love if Sean Strickland comes with one of those 12-punch pillow-fisted combos. Boom, 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 boom. Alex Pereira's against the fence, and Sean Strickland does a, come on! And then Pereira, boom! Just,
okay, relax. You sound like the kid. You're like the Andy from Toy Story playing with his toys right now. Like
it's going to look like a firecracker was taped to Sean Strickland's forehead when Alex Pereira gets done with him.
Oh, that's solid when Buzz Lightyear flew. Congratulations there, Jacob. Well done. All right, so we're both on Alex Pereira. You're a little higher on him than I am, but you put your money where your mouth is with those bets. But this is an MMA fight, and I fully recognize Sean Strickland has a legitimate path to victory here if he wants to take it. I love Pereira at $8,300 in DraftKings. I think that's amazing value for somebody with his credentials, as dangerous as he is, versus a guy who, in all likelihood, will stand with him. And the Monkey Knife Fight strike line, 70 to 91. I don't know what to do with this line because there could be a stoppage here. If there's not a stoppage, it's a more. Look at the Bruno Silva-Alex Pereira fight, except Sean Strickland has way more volume than Bruno Silva. What do you think with the Monkey Knife Fight strike line?
If anything, it might be like a more or less, because if Alex Pereira's landed 92 strikes, there's no way Sean Strickland's surviving 92 strikes from Alex Pereira, I'll tell you that. Unless it's like off his back, trying to get up type situation. But
yeah, I don't know what to do with that Monkey Knife Fight strike line, but if you do, actually, forget it. You don't need to play the strike line. Monkey Knife Fight has Knockout Kings, where you can pick any 3 fighters on the entire fight card, and if one of them, just one of them, wins by KO or TKO, you get paid. Throw Alex Pereira in there because he will be live, and then grab 2 other fighters.
And then Sean, there's a quote from Sean Strickland I'm just remembering from his last fight where he was like, I just couldn't mentally get there because he wasn't talking trash. He didn't have like that killer mentality. He's like, I was kind of scared. He's like, I think he said something like, and correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, he said something like I was scared for the first time, or I was nervous, or I knew the ramifications of the fight. There was something weird about that fight to where he knew there was a lot of pressure, like I need to win this fight. So if he was a mess on that fight,
you talk about Uriah Hall.
I can't remember which fight it was,
Jack
but
Hermanson.
I think it was the Jack fight. Yeah, I think it was the Jack fight because there was something weird. There was a quote from Sean after that fight where he was like, I just was not there because I think he said something about the pressure or something. So if he was already a mess with that one, I mean, this one could be big trouble for him.
Yeah, it'll be a ton of fun. I mean, the reality is, Sean Strickland has 28 MMA fights, and this is an MMA fight. And if he wants to go out there and grapple, he can win this fight. It's that simple. But I do agree. I think his ego is too big, and he's not going to, and he may end up paying the price, or he's going to try to grapple when it's a little too late.
There you go.
And
he said he was scared because he knew it was a lot of money on the line if he won that fight. So he admitted that he was scared going to the fight. So.
Well, we'll see what happens, guys. You want 50 free bucks? WeWantPicks.com/bets. Sign up, make a deposit with any one of our betting partners, and I will send you 50 bucks for free. That's WeWantPicks.com/bets.